First of all, thank you everyone for being here. I appreciate your contribution to so far really quite successful and quite impressive display of effort through the different streams. I guess in the beginning, let me start by saying what is GDA and what is the thinking behind the GDA to begin with from the beginning. You know, GDA is an infant organization, and I really mean infant because it has only been almost a year or so. And so maybe our expectation and our anticipation of its future is high because we would like to see it be a recognized entity that is offering value. But at the same time, we have to be realistic. An organization that has only been here for a year or so, we need to also take time to grow and grow solid. And again, it's like an infant kid. It's only as strong as its parents and their contribution to their development in the future. And I think with that being the understanding, the parent companies or founding companies that we are all representing here is the strength of GDA. And the GDA came from the common understanding that we are not one single entity strong. We have to be a multiple entity strong. And so, in looking at the representation that is making the GDA, you can come to the conclusion that the major refining and petrochemical business in the Gulf region is represented here. Between Aramco, between different Kuwaiti companies, KMPC, KPI, KIPC, between BAPCO, between ADNOC, you are really talking about the most capable and at the same time the biggest contributors to the industry in our region. The GDA was formed because we all reached to a conclusion that we have to break silos. It is not good enough that Aramco is strong, or that KMPC is strong, or that ADNOC is strong. That is no longer good enough for our industry. And for that reason, our unity, our getting together, and our building of the GDA as an entity is really what's making the call for what the effort that you are doing. But another critical element in here is we are not here for the money. Actually, so far, GDA has been demanding contributions from the founding companies. We are not here to make money. We are here to bring the brains and the power and the energy of all the member companies and all the professionals that are making up these companies together to contribute to our community and to our society. The fact that, and I've liked really the message that was said earlier, and I think it's in the leadership team, it really attracted my attention, you know, where we say that we'd have a cross-functional or a cross-regional mentorship, where somebody from BAPCO would be mentored by somebody from ADNOC or from Aramco or from... I'd love to see that happen. Honestly, that would be a dream come true. Where we break the silos, we break the boundaries. I mean, I've heard throughout the discussions and throughout all the teams this concern about the legal entity. And I think that's you know, I've always liked this saying that says we looked for the enemy and it was us. You know, we can all hide behind curtains of legal or other matters that are controlling, but all of these issues can be solved. The fact that there is a will from everyone to make these things happen, I think there will be a drive to make it happen, and I think there will be a success at the end of the day, because the will is there to reach the ultimate goal of availing knowledge and information and availing the goodwill of all the good people that we have to reach to the highest collective effort that we can have. So from a legal point of view, I hope we don't get disturbed and allow this legal so-called NDA or whatever is a legal jargon that is to be used. We don't want it to inhibit people from providing their best. And again, when there is a will, there will always be a way. There is always a way to share information without relieving or without releasing sensitive information that these participating companies have. But we should not allow this curtain of saying there is a legal reason from us really benefiting from each other's value. Another element that was talked about is what is the incentive for the SMEs? Why should they participate? And I would call on the will of the individuals. A true professional is as valuable as he can give, not as valuable as he can take. And if you look around and you see those who made a difference to your own life and to your own career, I'm sure many of us can call on many people who have made a difference in our lives and in our career by giving us more than taking from us. And I think that is a true trademark of a professional SME. A professional should be somebody who would give unconditionally, and somebody who is willing to see others be as good as he is or more. And so, to me, the question of what's in it for the SME is a strange question. And I think our people are far more better than asking what's in it for me. It's just a self-gratifying attitude that the individual should have in being a member of a group that would make a difference in the future. Just to understand that you are a member in a group that is going to make that difference in the region in the short and long term, to me is enough reward, in my opinion. But I understand that there are sometimes limitations where the competing priorities of the individual between his work and his contribution to these committees is something that we need to work on. Whether we work it on through the vocal, the single point of contact for each founding member, or through his own management, I'm sure there is a way to resolve that issue. The continuity of the members, I'm sure all of you are aware that many of the SMEs are also leaders in their own organizations. And so sometimes, the individual development versus his contribution will need to be balanced. I hope we don't end up losing, many people from each stream because of that, but that is a continuous challenge that we will always have to face. And again, we are here for the long run. And some of these things would happen. Hopefully, we'll be able to work them out as we move on. Last but not least is this understanding that some may have that we are in competition with others in the region in terms of, other entities. And I always say, knowledge and knowledge sharing is what we seek. And if there are others who are offering or who are in that domain, they are more than welcome. We are not in competition with anyone. We are actually here to complement whatever other stream that's going to be available in the region that we can work with. And we should never think of others as the enemy. If somebody else is working in the domain that we are working in, and they are offering better value, or they are offering an equivalent value, or complementing what we work, then we should not exclude them. We should actually go and seek their contribution as well. And that would be something that would continuously be looked at, because, again, we go back to the essential reason for GDA's presence. GDA, as I said again, is a non-profit organization meant to collect the energy and the power and the brain power of all its members for the best interests of the region and our industry. It's as simple as that. There are many obstacles, there will be many challenges ahead of us, but with the will to establish that, I'm sure we can make a huge progress in the future. I honestly believe that there is a huge potential in the future for not just the committees and their contribution, but for GDA as an organization to really make added value to the region and to the different entities that are working with it. We are intending, hopefully, towards the end of October, between October 23rd to 25th, we intend to hold, inshallah, the first GDA International Downstream Conference and Exhibit. It's going to be here in the Kingdom of Bahrain. We definitely, I'm sure many of you have already been aware and had access to its website and the details of the GDA conference. I really look forward to your contribution. I think the different members from the technical committees in particular are essential contributors to this conference and its success. And again, the conference is intending to address the message of GDA: knowledge sharing, best practices, and the capabilities of harnessing all the energy and the brain power of all its members for the best interests of the region and the industry. Thank you very much.